Story actually begins at lunch. I was having lunch with my mom. We were watching the planes, and I remember looking at my mom and saying, "I think I'll be a pilot today." And I remember her going, "Excuse me? I'm gonna be a pilot today." We really had no idea where to go because when you're in a small beach town, where do you go? We stumbled upon a flyer that had mentioned the Gaetz Institute and the fact that I could pursue a college credit in aerospace at my high school was something that seemed so unique and so far out of the norm. It felt like I'd be silly not to take that chance. From there, it was a whirlwind. Constantly moving through a progression of not only flight lessons, but also through all of the classes the Institute offered, because behind every pilot, there's somebody who might be an engineer, a mathematician, they might be an artist. So it gave you a big, wide breadth of experience before you even got to college. Without the Gaetz Institute, my life would be completely different.
The Gaetz Aerospace Institute is an organization under Embry-Riddle where college courses are provided for high school students in a dual enrollment environment. Basically, the students, while in high school, are still able to earn college credit. They earn the experience of a college program, and they're able to use those college credits and that experience then after they graduate high school and move forward in whatever field they want. Typically, if you wanted to go into aviation, you were going to finish high school, possibly go into the military, get training that way. If you didn't do that route, you were going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money at flight schools and eventually possibly getting to the airlines if that was your goal. Our ability now to be able to start our kids early is a huge jump start to their careers, to their lives. I've had a lot of kids who said, "I think I want to fly, I'm not sure." And it turns out maybe flying wasn't what they wanted to do, but they did want to be involved in aviation, whether it was engineering, whether it was as a crew member, in weather, any of these other things that are part of the entire aviation industry. And it gives our kids the opportunity to make those decisions, see what this looks like well in advance of them finishing high school and then saying, "Now what do I do?" The one big thing I'm always told by people who find out what we're doing is, I wish we had that when I was going to high school, because it's an opportunity for kids to experience and learn things that never was available before. They're able to now understand aviation. They can get inside an airplane. They can now take their certification test for a job and a career that they can start doing almost immediately right out of high school. So our ability at the school level to then incorporate all of this with Embry-Riddle to give them the college experience has been miraculous.
In high school, I kind of didn't really think much about college. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do until I found the Gaetz Aerospace classes, the dual enrollment program. And that really kind of led me in the right direction for a career choice. When I got into the Gaetz Aerospace classes, I had never heard of the term drone before. So this was really like an awakening for me. I finally realized this is what I want to do. I wanted to go to school at Embry-Riddle, and it made that transition from high school to college really simple.
I got involved in the Gaetz Institute when I went to high school. So they had an institute at my high school. I started the institute as a freshman, and that's how I really got introduced to the aerospace community and the aviation community. And so I took Embry-Riddle courses through the Gaetz Institute from my freshman year all the way to my senior year. Growing up, I've always wanted to be an astronaut, and so I already loved aviation and aerospace. But after entering the Gaetz Institute, they kind of gave me a roadmap as to how to get there. So I would say it 100% affected where I am today. Through the Gaetz Institute, I got involved into aeronautics and flight, and then I got interested in Embry-Riddle, went to Embry-Riddle, got interested in human factors, and then continued doing human factors within my area of interest, which was aerospace and aviation. So without the Gaetz Institute, I don't think I'd be here. I think it's super important to introduce young people to these concepts and opportunities at a young age, because I think it kind of helps mold that young individual and helps prepare them for what's coming next. It's just inspiring, and it's encouraging to know that these dreams that you have as a kid can be fostered, and with enough care and with enough diligence that you can actually achieve these dreams that may have seemed so big that it's achievable one step at a time.
It's really about exposing students to what the future might be. And we are in the middle of one of the most exciting times, because the future is, especially in aviation, when you look at commercial space, when you look at aviation, when you look at urban air mobility, the possibilities are simply endless. What we do is we really kind of push in, and so we work with high school teachers, visiting professors, and our program takes place teaching dual enrollment courses in the course of the school calendar, the school day. Students don't have to leave campus, so it's an attempt to remove barriers to students accessing programs and opportunities, and it's worked very, very well. We often talk about our program being a solution to a very complex problem. You just look in the next 20 years, between 2017 and 2036, they talk about needing over 700,000 new pilots. We are preparing students for those careers that are in need to be filled, but also for careers that don't even exist yet. I think the partnership and the relationship between Embry-Riddle and the Gaetz Aerospace Institute is very unique for one, but the reputation that the university has of being a premier learning institution, and then marrying that with an opportunity to engage young people, to expose them to the multitude of industry opportunities and careers that are available. They're really what this country needs to feed the workforce pipeline that's desperate for future employees.